surprised I haven't seen any Lucy Loud yet today. That was the first character I really stuck to when I started the game, and then I really got into Zim.
Yeah, Lucy's a lot of fun, and Lucy's I think still considered really good. It's just that a lot of the Lucys either left the game or switched to other characters.
Gotcha.
And so it's just like an in-practice thing that the Lucys have kind of become less frequent.
Yes.
Like Squibble and Druby, both amazing Lucy mains, but overall they've switched to other characters. And Druby mostly playing Mikey now, Squibble mostly playing April now.
Yeah. Something to note about Toph is not only is the ground game really good, like we said, but it looks like there's a lot of disjoints too, so there's never really much trading happening.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Toph's the character that wants to find her position and not let anyone near her ever again for the rest of the set. And Danny's movement is apparently going to make this very challenging.
Yeah, Sanji finding these ways to land. Not for long, though. Who knows how long it'll take Calvin to adapt. He tries to snuff the approaches with those timbers, but not one of them has been successful. That is one of those weird things where it's like, oh my.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it looks like after the rocks are already built, they don't really have a hitbox anymore, but then sometimes they do.
Yeah, it's not super consistent. You can't always trust the sprite, I've found. I think the reality is if that forward strong had active frames throughout the entire time the sprite was out, it would be a little too silly.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, there it is.
Wow, and Sanji's up 4 stocks to 2 with his absolute atrocious bottom tier unviable character. I promise.
Don't let your memes be dreams, friends. You too can be a hero. Oh my goodness, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, he's actually totally fine.
Yeah, right. He just Minecrafts at the bottom right of the stage and finds his way back to the stage.
Yeah, Sanji gets a one jab, gets Danny out of there, back to forward strogging. Let me have my space.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally traps him on that platform with Timber.
One thing we're not seeing at all from Calvin, which is like a part of this matchup, it doesn't come up that often simply because the matchup doesn't come up that often. But you can power shield those forward strongs on reaction, and that's like part of how you can get in. Yeah, like that's a pretty reactable move. This mostly came about when, in the early days of Nasby, Plup decided to pick Toph and just relentlessly spam forward strong under platforms forever, and see if anyone could ever deal with it at all. Turns out a lot of people do have no idea whatsoever how to deal with it.
He accelerated the Darwinism process.
Exactly, exactly. We saw more perfect blocking come out around that time, and then we saw Toph kind of die off.
Gotcha.
And so now some of those techniques might have been lost to time.
See, that is a good point to mention, though. Like, this character, fundamentally, and just the way Sanji's playing him, so good under platforms. I really think they make a nice little bastion under platforms to get to break their bunker and really get in there to do some damage to the top player if they're playing defensively. And yeah, Sanji gonna take game 1 with this so-called atrocious character. Quote unquote. See, if you're sitting in the crowd, are you like, wow, I hope I don't have to play against the top, or like, give me the top?
Yeah, I think it probably depends a lot on what character you're playing. Obelina's coming in from Calvin. Okay. Calvin has pulled out the secondary Obelina from the top. Oh, I guess that was just a
bait.
Update. Yeah.
Absolutely baited. Okay, so we got rid of the platforms. I think Calvin was kind of feeling that same issue where the platform barrier was kind of hard to break.
A little surprised to see no ban on this stage.
He said no. Oh, gets back on his platform. Does he reverse the situation?
Oh, he's fine. Okay. Yo, that was so scary, though.
Toph makes for some wacky interactions, I have to say. Some rocky interactions. I'm sorry.
I liked it.
I'll go home.
I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, what are these trades? Calvin with the percent lead, but Calvin really likes to approach. Calvin, no matter what the situation, no matter what the percents or the matchup or the stocks, Calvin wants to be the one approaching.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's like you have probably one of the most defensive characters against this really offensive playstyle, and you're getting like this contrast of both of them. If it were two defensive characters, we'd both be like snoring. Or like two zoners.
It would definitely be very different. It would be a very different dynamic than what we're seeing here. Oh!
But like, yeah, Calvin has to get close. His projectiles don't really do much in the grand scheme of things against Sanji.
You're right. The blaster like just gets eaten by all these moves.
Yeah, right.
Or reflected back. But those down strongs are doing a great job at like working around Sanji's strong attacks, getting lets Calvin get his own counter hit immediately.
Yeah, he found his way in though. He has to approach from air at all times, and yeah, that lack of platforms makes it a lot easier. But we do have to keep in mind that if Sanji were to lose, they would have the next counter pick. Can only escape platforms for so long. Or he's like, you know what, I'll create my own platforms. Kind of gets juggled to this right side of the stage by Calvin, but he blocks, kind of reverses the situation, and now they're back on center stage.
Sanji doing a good job with the defensive play, blocking these approaches from Calvin over and over again. Calvin continuing to try the down strongs, and now going for the neutral strongs. But Sanji just doing such a good job being aware, just holding block, and getting his own punishes whenever he can.
Oh, that might be... Oh, okay. I thought that was the stock.
Oh,
that's the stock. That move is strong, dude.
Yo, Sanji...
The vertical power on it. It is hard to hit, I will say, but...
It is hard to hit, but you can mix up your spacing with it based on how long you charge.
Oh my gosh, those bounces. You're suddenly playing like a 2D platformer.
Yo, so Sanji is one stock away from a pretty big upset. This is like a fat upset.
Is it? You bet a commentator's cursed it. Only time will tell.
That's...
Oh my god.
He's technically still one
Calvin
stock.
with his momentum!
I cursed it.
Dude. He said, alright, it's gamer time. And gamer time it was.
I gotta say, I love being able to directly control the outcome of the match. I have so much power here.
Do you think Sanji stays top? What happens there?
I think Sanji stays tough. And Sanji like, was doing fine that game,
I think the
honestly.
platformers are such a game changer.
And it's gonna be his stage pick now.
Wait, I think I heard Lucy loud, I swear. Oh, never mind.
Just mix-ups.
Top/loud.
Play nice. 3, 2, 1, Brawl!
All right, so now we have this big center platform. They don't have the platforms on the side. It could be less annoying because there's still like flank entry points in the back of those platforms, but we'll have to see.
It's gonna be a lot harder. Down strong is a lot worse. I'm sorry, Danny's down strong is a lot worse, and Sanji's forward strong is gonna be a lot better. All right, trying to approach from the platforms.
Throw. Goes brawler mode here. See, trapping the ledge with that timber covers so many options too, but I think it was just a little too far spaced back. Be it timing that timber can be so crucial on the roll, the regular get up, anything. Wait, so right next to him it doesn't have a hitbox?
Oh yeah, the middle part has no hitbox. So like, so like the way that move works is like.
Oh, it's like this.
It's like an upside down U. Yeah, it's a cutout, and so it has no no like hilt hitbox whatsoever.
That's weird. You just gotta like stand there.
Yeah. It's definitely a move that, I mean, I feel like this is true for like a lot of toss moves. They look scarier than they actually are.
Yeah.
Which isn't to say that they're not scary, but you know, those frames aren't quite that active.
That's all the Avatar characters actually. All the bending moves are just so flashy and eye-consuming, you know?
Oh yeah, I can see that. Like the Avatar state looks like a broken move, and it's not.
Little do they know. Pebble just drops on you. Top used rock slide. Calvinkaio flinched a little.
See, situations like that, like Calvin could have just directly punished without even holding block, but instead he respected the entire space of that up strong. And like little things like that are gonna really add up in this matchup.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh.
Yeah, again, he's holding center in his little rock igloo. Calvinkaio gonna find his way down though, and gonna find the stock. Taking a much needed lead over Sanji in this set.
I'm a little surprised Calvin isn't blocking more, given that Sanji isn't really threatening grab that much.
Yeah. It's hard though, because like you notice he like has to approach from the air a lot too.
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
no! Enters that 50-50 situation, gets the sheesh rolling.
Yeah, see, so there's like two options to approach under the platform here. Calvin is primarily opting to approach by just dropping through the platform, but like, you can also like, you know, just run up and block. That is like a way you can approach under the platform. And, you know, that's about as scary as your opponent's safe on shield options and grab punish game, which I don't feel we've seen demonstrated enough for Calvin to not offer a more horizontal approach.
Yeah, absolutely not. Sanji evening this out quite nicely. It's probably the closest match we've had thus far.
Oh
My gosh, tries to read the roll, doesn't get it.
Oh,
Now he's going to carry him
there's-
across the top bobble. TM. Oh, misses the body double. Lands safely, though.
Oh,
What is
wait, is this
that?
going to be a two-stock?
No, oh my
That's it!
gosh!
Sanji with the upset. The crowd goes wild.
He just runs off and duffs him with a grounded character. You were saying how those aerial options are Toph's worst resource, and they are, but actually using them to his advantage to win the set.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, those nairs, those were 5 dog shit nairs in a row, but they were the best placed nairs they could have been, and they got the job done.
Yeah, and it's like, as long as you're not using them too often, you know, you can sneak them in there and they won't be expected. And the way he just jumped off stage, Calvinkaio didn't expect that at all, and that was masterful Toph gameplay here by Sanji.
Yeah. Really clutch play game 2, Calvin, ending things with the reverse 2-stock at the end there, but Sanji keeping his composure. I feel like when you're about to make an upset against someone game 2 and then you lose,
Yeah.
that's such a tilting moment for a lot of players.